This is the figure to keep out. Congress has lost 4 from last time around, and JMM is down 3 from last time.
This is interesting. The RJD
has picked up 3, and the CPI-ML has also picked up 2. So RJD and CPI-ML are helping that India number go up to 35.
There was disappointment with the Congress and the campaign it ran.
Yeah. In fact, even JMM was upset with the Congress that Rahul Gandhi was not.
Sir, you were saying something.
Rahul, I'm saying if you have a leadership, you have a face, you have a talking point, and in alliance it works. So in Jharkhand, if these numbers hold true, then again the India alliance story will have. So in Maharashtra, there was no face, there was no talking point, there was no narrative. So all this thing fundamentally is a internal.
No, there was definitely a face, Rashid bhai. Uddhav Thackeray had been crowing from the rooftop saying, declare me as chief minister. But nobody declared him chief minister.
Absolutely. So
they had a face.
So that is what I'm saying, Zaka. That was a tactical error. They should go, whether they win or lose, they should have gone with the face.
You have Sharad Pawar, Uddhav Thackeray, Uddhav Thackeray and Nana Patole.
Sharad Pawar
and you're
is
saying 3 big faces there, 3 faces here?
No.
Rohit has a point to make.
Cannot be a face
discussion will happen. Rahul, face discussion will happen tonight. 5 years back, you and I were sitting together.
Yeah.
We have also changed parties. We were sitting at a different channel. Okay. And BJP was winning. I have a very interesting math here. By the evening, if India Alliance realizes, okay, half the term for Mr. Shinde as CM, half the term for Mr. Ajit Pawar as CM, come over. It happened in 2019.
Chetan, it's just 10 o'clock in the morning, man. Please. I can't imagine. I really don't want to go there.
Chetan is only having coffee.
I'm only having coffee and I'm telling you. So the Mumbai hotels, they must check the locks, the safety, CCTVs of all Mumbai hotels. Please.
But Chetan, I have to ask you a question. वो तो alliance of convenience है. आपका क्या alliance?
हम तो जहाँ राहुल जाता है.
Rahul ka alliance.
There are many Rahuls. There's a lot of confusion. Even the PM said, "Kaun Rahul?" So I think there's one Rahul here, one Rahul somewhere else, one Rahul.
And one Rahul you wrote about.
So many Rahuls. So
I think I want to make a point about CM face. The CM face thing is a typical media thing. I don't think the parties are comfortable announcing that, and that is because once you announce one name, you have other alliance partners not too much interested in contesting or campaigning and all those things, and there are internal bickerings or problems that creep up. I think on the NDA side also, I mean, Rashid Bhai said it was a mistake by MVA that they did not announce the CM face. I don't agree with that, because on the NDA side also there was no CM face. I mean, obviously they said we are fighting the...
No, but there's an incumbent chief minister. You fight on his face.
They said they will fight under the leadership of Eknath Shinde because he's CM, but they also made it clear that after the polls, if they win, they are not sure who's going to be the CM. Obviously, my guess is it's going to be Devendra Fadnavis if BJP gets 160, these kinds
but
of
the
numbers.
India Alliance is inching up to 70. Jharkhand, a 10-seat gap has been opened up by the India Alliance. JMM, Congress, RJD plus. So this India Alliance has opened up a 10-seat gap. We still haven't reporting all the seats in Jharkhand. 64 out of 81.
The question I want to ask is that in Haryana, just a month ago, while there was no officially declared candidate for the Congress, but it was assumed by a lot of people, and certainly a lot of people on the ground were saying that Huda will be the CM, right? They were almost behaving like he'd already become the CM. But that didn't work.
That was also this, Shelja was there and she was also a contender. So what I'm saying is, I was saying in the context of Jharkhand, that in Jharkhand there was a very clear established leadership of Hemant Soren. There was a talking point that, Adivasi is not getting, and that him being framed in that ED case, etc. So there was that entire narrative was there. In Maharashtra, there was no narrative, and that is what it is.
Well, let me also tell you that in Karnataka, the bypolls there, it's interesting because you have a BJP and you have a JDS in the lead there on 2 of the seats. That's right.
From Channapatna, I think he's in the lead.
And this happens on the back again of a very polarized campaign. Also in Karnataka. So it's interesting because the theme was pretty much
so it's 144.75, folks. It's 144.75. It's come back to the halfway mark of 144. It went up to 150 plus. So that's why I'm saying I don't think this race is over yet. So I think there's ways to go there.
I come back to the point I was making.
His party is doing not badly.
Not at all. But come back to the point I made at the very beginning. The people that I was speaking with are not giving the Mahayuti more than 150. Let's say that the 170 is not happening. 150 is a more realistic number, and 150 is a victory.
So hotels,
It's good enough.
60 seats, 63 seats are not yet being reported.
That's right. It's not been
63
reported.
seats are not yet
Big
being
caveat.
reported, and the NDA is sitting at the halfway number.
So where are these 63 seats? Which
Yeah.
where are they?
It's across region,
It's
Rahul. A
across
lot from
regions.
Konkan, which of course is the BJP
Is the
stronghold.
BJP
Shinde
and
Sena
Shiv
stronghold.
Sena.
A lot of them
Hotels
from Konkan
in-
are not reporting.
Anand,
A lot of them from northern Maharashtra are also not reporting.
hotels in Bangalore can have they still have a booking.
No,
But
not
I
just
just want
hotels
to
in
say,
Bangalore. Chartered
let's
flight
have a look
operators.
at Vidarbha a little closer. Let's go to Vidarbha
Because
and let's have a
yesterday you
look
say,
at
Ajit
Vidarbha
Pawar-
closer. How many seats have actually changed in Vidarbha? Because see, that's the region where it's reporting quite a few saffron
Yeah,
seats.
so out of 62 seats, 54 are reporting. NDA has a healthy lead, 33, and the India Alliance only 21. But let's
last
see.
time in Vidarbha it was 20 out of 62 for the Mahayuti, and MVA was 42. So that number is reversing there.
Yeah.
So,
Vidarbha is reversing.
and
As of now-
Marathwada,
So it's 33-21 out of
33-21.
the
So that
54
number is
seats that are
reversing,
reporting.
and we still have a number of seats that haven't been called. Now
Yes.
let's
We
look
have
at
about 8 more
Marathwada.
seats. 8 more
Let's have a
seats.
look at Marathwada. I'm just very
All right,
keen
just
on
quickly to Marathwada as well. 46 seats. I don't think all of them are reporting yet.
Yes.
42 out of 46 are reporting. NDA 26, India Alliance 16.
So that's more than double of the last. I'm talking about last time, and I'm talking about is Lok Sabha. So 12 out of 46 the Mahayuti had. Now it appears in Marathwada they're more
They've
than
got
double
26.
their numbers.
They've got more than
Make it simple.
Yeah.
This Chacha Bhatija, they have about 50 seats. If they have 50 seats, they will do what they would want to do.
You mean to say they are transferable?
Obviously, even if somebody is
If
140,
both the Pawars have 50 seats, you
if
think they will? You think they will
No,
merge?
here is the case, sir. Here is what will happen. Neither Eknath Shinde nor Ajit Pawar are going anywhere if those numbers are comfortably above 150, because their legacy is settled, their ownership of their parties is settled, and they're going to sit tight there because their administration is settled. कोई किधर भी बुला ले वो कहीं नहीं जाने
पता
वाला
नहीं
है.
पता है हम उस
कोई
दिन भी हम
किधर भी
राहुल और
बुला लो,
हम ने
कहीं-
लंच का प्लान बनाया था 2019 में
that's true.
कि आज लंच पे खत्म है लंच पे जाएंगे एंड ही स्टेड द होल वीकेंड इन द स्टूडियो
All right, let's
रिमेंबर
go.
5 AM गवर्नमेंट
Let's
There
go
is live
across to
beyond food.
Avantika live result hub. Yes.
Absolutely.
Anand, just a quick update. Other than Hemant Soren, who's leading, everyone else is trailing. Champai Soren, who was leading since the morning, now is trailing. His son Babulal Soren is also trailing. Kalpana Soren, the wife of Hemant Soren, she's trailing as well. Political greenhorn. She led such an impressive campaign. There was a lot of expectations from him. But you know, still in Jharkhand, it's very close. BJP is leading in 25 seats. JMM in 23 seats. Nilesh, just give me a quick update. What's it looking like?
जी अभी के जो रुझान है बीजेपी 25 सीटों पर आगे है, जेएमएम 23 सीटों पर आगे है। सबसे चौंकाने वाला है कि हेमंत सोरेन की जो पत्नी है कल्पना सोरेन गांडे, वो पीछे चल रही है। हेमंत सोरेन के जो छोटे भाई हैं बसंत सोरेन दुमका से, वो भी पीछे चल रहे हैं। सिर्फ हेमंत सोरेन है जो आगे चल रहे हैं। उसके अलावा जो चंपई सोरेन है वो भी पीछे चल रहे हैं। उनके बेटे बाबूलाल सोरेन घाटशिला से लड़ रहे हैं, वो भी पीछे चल रहे हैं। पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री अर्जुन मुंडा, उनकी वाइफ है मीरा मुंडा, वो पहली बार चुनाव लड़ रही हैं पोटका से, वो आगे चल रही हैं। उसके अलावा जो ओडिशा के राज्यपाल हैं रघुवर दास, उनकी बहू पूर्णिमा साहू पहली बार चुनाव लड़ रही है जमशेदपुर पूर्वी से, वो आगे चल रही है। जी आरजेडी जो है सो 4 सीटों पे आगे चल रही है, कांग्रेस 10 सीटों पे आगे चल रही है। उसमें से एक सीट वो भी है चतरा, जहां पर एकमात्र वही सीट है जहां लालू यादव चुनाव प्रचार के लिए आए थे। सुभाष यादव वहां के कैंडिडेट हैं, वो आगे चल रहे हैं चतरा से।
And Anand, that's an important point. RJD taking a lead in those 4 seats, at least for now.
All right, I just want to come back to the Mumbai seats. Some more seats are reporting. Like I said, Bandra West, Ashish Shelar is leading there. But in the neighbouring constituency of Andheri West, Ashok Jadhav of the Congress is leading. In the next seat of Versova, and this is interesting, Rahul, you might want to talk about this. Haroon Khan, Muslim candidate from the Sena UBT, is leading in that constituency. Shinde Sena is leading in Andheri East. In Bhandup West, the SSUBT candidate is leading. In Vikhroli, again the SSUBT candidate is leading. In Ghatkopar East, the BJP candidate is leading. In Chembur, the Shinde Sena candidate is leading. In Shivdi, the Sena UBT candidate is leading. Now we have for Mahim, where Sena UBT candidate is leading. Let's take a look at this one. Malabar Hill, Ali Rahim Sheikh, independent candidate. He seems to be leading in Malabar Hill. Wali is not reporting yet, but
Worli, Mankhurd, Anushakti Nagar not reporting yet. Mankhurd will be
So
Nawab
let's be
Malik.
very-
That
let's be
story.
very clear.
Abu Azmi seat also we should have a look at Shivaji Nagar and also Anushakti Nagar where it is Fahad versus Sana Malik.
Yes.
Yes.
Very interesting. If you look at the numbers now at the bottom of the screen, the Sena UBT and the Shiv Sena official, I mean, they're now, there's a tight contest there. It's not exactly the runaway that Shinde was expecting. And the NCPs also are tight. So
let's take a look at the Sena versus Sena.
Yeah.
38 out of 51 are reporting. It's 20 to the
it's,
Shinde Sena, 17 to the SSUBT.
it's a neck and neck there.
And I'll quickly check on the two NCPs as well. NCP versus NCP, Ajit Pawar versus Sharad Pawar. Again, 38 seats where they are fighting against each other.
This is a
There,
big
I think
difference.
Ajit Pawar seems to be having
which is
the
surprising
edge.
because in the Lok Sabha, it was actually the NCP SP
Yes.
that did fantastically well.
They had an
for-
80% strike rate.
That's right,
Correct.
80% strike
But
rate.
there is a theory with respect to the NCP
Yeah.
that when it comes to Lok Sabha, it will be Sharad Pawar and Supriya Sule. When it comes to Vidhan Sabha, it will be Ajit Dada Pawar.
Possibly.
Now, does that hold and is Ajit Pawar actually milking that to claim legacy rights going forward? We have to wait and watch. The other thing to our viewers, some will inflate, some will deflate across other channels. Eventually, this is the template. So stay here. These are the numbers you can trust. These are the numbers that are coming from the counting centers, and that's why there won't be any runaway numbers. The leads across all television screens eventually will settle here. Now let's try and look at the numbers at this point. The halfway number is just plotting on above us, and clearly with nearly 46 seats to be plotted or to be even reported so far, we have the NDA with 152. Does that not signal a runaway victory by a huge margin? Yes, the India Alliance is playing catch up. It's inching up into the 90s, slowly inching up to the 90s at 86. But this is a big win. 152 with still 46 seats or 43 seats to be reported is a big one, and these numbers will only consolidate unless there is a huge shift that happens, tectonic, which actually reverses the numbers over the course of the next hour. By the time we get into round 7, round 8 of counting, leads should start settling in. There will be some close contests, and we'll get into those close contests also. But as of now, the NDA is in pole position to rest, to stay on. It's a pro-incumbency mandate. That's what it looks like.
Incumbency is an important point that you're underlining. And look at that number of the BJP at 87. Did we expect?
Just below that,
Yeah.
breaking taker, it said Mankhurd, Nawab Malik is trailing. So Mankhurd is reporting Nawab Malik is trailing right now.
That is an important one. It's an important marker in the larger fight because, as you know, he was left pretty much on his own. But look at this BJP number, 87. And if this holds, and the BJP is expecting at 95, okay? If that number goes up, and by some dint of fate, the Shiv Sena starts pulling up its socks, I'll tell you, this could be a runaway election. This could be a
95 and
runaway.
55, Rahul,
That's right.
that means these two themselves have 150 seats.
Absolutely.
So
They don't need anyone else.
there is, Ajit Pawar is not going anywhere.
He's not going
Whatever Ajit Pawar gets is a bonus. Those 26 seats are a bonus. Then the BJP or the NDA is at 175 and they're comfortable. Nobody's going anywhere then.
And that number for the BJP is a very big number because remember, they've contested about 153 seats, isn't it?
157 if I remember.
157.
152. I just want to go back to the
150 plus seats.
Yeah.
But look at that conversion ratio.
Yeah.
That is astounding.
No, so in the ministers who are contesting, we have 27. There are 28 ministers, 27 of them who are reporting, the seats that are reporting. 20 of them are leading, 6 of them are trailing. I'll be interested to see which are the 6 who are trailing.
Anand made the point pro-incumbency. That's a reflection of it.
Yeah.
The other thing is that the last time around the BJP won 104. If they come to 95, 104 with 4 parties in the fray, 95 with 6 parties in the fray, it also shows that the BJP is not only emerging as the single largest party, it's becoming a pan-Maharashtra party.
It also tells you that Modi still retains overwhelming support amongst a large part of the vote.
The brand Modi conversation.
It didn't work when he was himself
Sir,
on a big ticket.
people can play on fears, and someone did make the point that fear actually
Then don't say this.
resonant.
That
No,
Mr.
I
Modi,
mean, if people
wherever
are-
he's there,
if people are
when it was
cooking
his
up
own
stories-
election,
Can I make a
he
point
could
here?
not get the majority in Maharashtra.
Very humbly,
May I make a point
very
here?
humbly,
Sir,
this
please.
time around, sir, the NDA's campaign was not on how many seats they will win.
Yeah.
400 par was the wrong strategy because that showed arrogance, and within the team it also brought in complacency. This time around, what they are saying is, ek hai to safe hai. There is a fear factor there that if we don't fight together, if we don't come out, and if we don't work unitedly, we will be demolished. We'll be gone. And that's what worked. There was no talking about how many seats we want to win. Nobody is saying how many seats they want to win. They are saying we need to work together and we need to be together. That shift in the narrative. Had this been the story in Lok Sabha where they said we have to win for a better Bharat, we have to do well rather than saying 400 par, perhaps nature of the campaign would have been different. Yeah.
I want to make a deeper sociological point here. In Maharashtra politics, there have been two major phases as far as BJP is concerned. So, irrespective of which the elections come and go, right? It depends a lot on what you do on the local level and so on. Look at the last 40 years since 1980 when BJP was formed. 1980, BJP gets 14 seats, 85, 16, 1990, 42, 1995, 65, 1999, 56, 2004, 54, and 2009, 46, which was their lowest. In 2014, they get 122. 2019 they get 106, and now if they're getting around 90, that means for 3 consecutive elections they'll be the single largest
also
party.
2014 election they fought on their own.
Yeah, exactly. For 3 consecutive elections they'll be the largest party, and they've been in power for the last 10 years.
Absolutely.
So that tells you a major subterranean shift in Maharashtra
problem
politics.
right now,
Long
the only
term.
problem right now, I'll hand it back to you. The only problem right now for the India Alliance is the Shiv Sena's conversion rate. The NCP actually doing quite well.
Correct.
On the conversion rate. Yes, Anand.
No,
please.
I was just saying that the BJP individually is more than the India Alliance 2 hours into counting.
Yes.
5 rounds of counting, the BJP still remains larger than the India Alliance put together in Maharashtra. It's a big statement.
Absolutely. But you see, Anand, see, there is a bit of a
डायरेक्ट
paradox.
फाइट्स में देखिए 35-31 है ओवरऑल. अगर आप देखें 51 डायरेक्ट फाइट्स हैं, ओवरऑल स्कोर 35-31 है बिटवीन एकनाथ शिंदे एंड शिव सेना.
Which is very actually
UBT.
politically speaking is very sort of intriguing, because here are 2 political parties, NCP and Shiv Sena. They got split. There are 2 formations, and both are getting 50% of of seats. Now this is something which is statistically it can be said, but politically it is very difficult to explain.
It's just basically people saying, okay,
34 more leads to come. 34 more leads to come. The NDA is now above 161 leads. So this is going one way. This seems to be going one way.
Knockout, and I think it also tells the BJP they don't really need the Shiv Sena and NCP in the future. I mean, why do you need this? If BJP would have contested all the seats, they would have won a majority. They don't need this.
Maharashtra, at least for...
I mean, think about it. Why do I need these allies? What are they bringing?
No, I
But
think
at
this
least
is
for
gonna
2
have
or 3 more.
implications for the chief ministerial
Yeah,
appointment.
पूरी game change हो रही
Who
है.
is
God,
going
you're
to
not
be chief
advising them.
minister? I
I'm
think
not
BJP
advising,
will
I'm
push
just saying.
for its own chief minister to take over now, and that's going to have
The sum
bit of
of
an issue.
the vote share, till the time the BJP gets to a 35-36% vote share on its own in Maharashtra, it cannot think about fighting Maharashtra on its own.
No, but it has not contested all the seats, so you're not going to get
it
the...
contested in 2014 and they got 122 seats.
Yeah, so this is doing better than that, for sure, because they've contested half the seats. And they're like 94 and some like...
No, but alliances don't work that way.
I'm not advising, I'm thinking, I'm stepping into their shoes.
Alliances don't work that way. There is a vote transfer that happens.
But you would also give credit to Chetan that there are many within the BJP, including someone like Devendra Fadnavis, who believe that the BJP should have fought 2019 on its own on all the seats, rather than having a pre-poll alliance with the Shiv Sena.
See, these parties are not like the TMC. Shinde Shiv Sena, if you can call it whatever you call it, he cannot take on the BJP or fight yet. I mean, he's proven something, he's been accepted, but only as an ally of the BJP. Can he ever take on the BJP, for example, like TMC can? He cannot. It's not. Why do people of Maharashtra need this?
The sum of all 5 parties is greater than the BJP right now. And till that situation prevails for the BJP itself, it will have to test one election cycle, maybe two cycles from now, but they will eventually have to test the fact that whether can they fight on their own. Right now, that doesn't seem to be, it's not mature enough for BJP. But that's what many others in the BJP feel, that they're not ready yet.
Net 2 takeaways already beginning to form. That is that yes, the BJP is now definitely becoming the single pole around which Maharashtra politics is going to revolve. Now, whether it has come on the back of a split or not, that's an immaterial thing. The Shiv Sena, Shinde Sena has a little bit of work to do, but amazing. Amazing that it has withstood the UBT, the entire branding of the Thackeray clan. That is an amazing recovery.
Yes.
This is not now down to money power, so that goes out of the equation. And Ajit Pawar is the future of the party. He is going to claim the legacy of the Pawars, and I think that is establishing these three big
You want to check the
takeaways.
straight fight, Sena versus
Yeah.
Sena. 40 out of 51 are reporting, so 11 more seats are yet to report.
Yeah.
Shiv Sena UBT Sena is leading in 20, and Shinde Sena is leading in 18. So now the UBT
close are
Sena.
these leads? Can we get a sense of that, Zach?
It keeps changing. It keeps changing, Rahul.
But
So let's-
are these marginal leads, or are they big leads which are not going to change, because a lot could then therefore.
Again, in the NCP versus NCP fight, there I think Ajit Pawar seems to be holding steady.
Yeah.
And the fact that he has opened up leads, for example, in the Konkan belt, he's leading. In Pune, 3 seats he's leading. He's got a couple of seats in Vidarbha as well. 4 seats in Marathwada.
Yeah.
So I think the spread is beyond his traditional turf of Western Maharashtra.
And he has
which,
really
and one
worked
seat
his-
in Mumbai, by the way, in the outskirts of Mumbai.
Well, there you go. And he's worked his socks off. People are saying that he really has got into the weeds of it. But I'm looking at the leads, the margins, because remember, the vote banks that they're fighting for are pretty much the same. So we need to have a look round by round. How strong are the leads on either sides of the Shiv Sena? How strong are the leads on either side of the NCP fences? That'll be really interesting to see, because it could come down to a margin of 3, 5, 10,000 votes at the max. Yeah, Jharkhand is on the screen, 27-45. That looks like a runaway right now for the India bloc. It's obvious that the tribal vote hasn't really shifted in that manner.
Yeah, so if you look at the map, for example, in all regions, in the south, in the west, and in the east, BJP has some pockets in the east, but the JMM seems to be sort of winning seats in all regions, in all 3 regions of Jharkhand. Like I said, the important figure to watch out is this one, which means that they've picked up 2 seats from last time. The BJP has also picked up 1, the NDA has picked up 1, but 3 seats the others have lost. So it's above the halfway mark now. 42 is the halfway mark. They are at 46. Again, can things change? Let's see how it settles. But right now it seems like the India Alliance, the JMM Congress
I
Alliance.
right after the general elections that the cardinal mistake that the NDA did was the arrest of Hemant Soren. Because among tribal society, tribals are extremely marginalized communities, and the state is an oppressor. All right. So, and the most powerful form of the oppressive state is the police. So you have a chief minister who's come out from the tribal community being hauled off to prison. That had a very, very negative impact, and Kalpana Soren has actually emerged as a very strong campaigner. She's done pretty well.
I want to add a complexity to the Jharkhand discussion, which is this, that absolutely agree with you, Nistula, and it's clearly the India Alliance is ahead. But you look at the vote share numbers, and that tells you a different story. BJP is by far the single largest party in Jharkhand right now by vote share, 31.2%. JMM is 19.8%, and the Congress is 14.9%. So if you add these two, BJP is still pretty much the same.
But
And that's telling you that the BJP is more spread around. Is more spread around, but these guys are more concentrated.
The larger
I always
question
say-
is the
I always
larger
say that
yes.
the vote share business is a loser's argument, because
Yeah.
it does,
No, I
it's the
understand.
one who
That-
wins.
yeah, well-
See, look at the BJP. The BJP, like we keep blaming the Congress and MVA for not having a kind of powerful narrative in Maharashtra. Similarly, look at Jharkhand. What did BJP do? BJP got a former chief
That's
minister.
the point I wanted to
and
make, yeah.
That kind of move boomerang. You have a whole Ghuspatia narrative, the Rohingyas and Bangladeshis and all that, whereas Jharkhand does not even have international boundary. So, these were the tactical mistakes by the BJP also.
Rashidji, it's nice that you're the simple thing.
It's not nice, it's a statement of fact.
What I'm trying to say is that the way you're trying to stitch the story is beautiful. What's happened is, in Maharashtra, if Ladki Behan has worked, the same way Meri Maiya has worked in Jharkhand. If Maratha, the Samvidhan Badal Gayi, this fear factor has gone away. In Jharkhand, the Adivasi Asmita, the fact that there will not be an Adivasi chief minister and an Adivasi was put in jail, this narrative has worked for the JMM. These two factors, one of the factors is very common.
And let's
The
also-
Ladki
you're right.
Behan-
Worli is now
I think that's
reporting.
what Okay. has
Worli
come.
is reporting, and I can report to you that Aditya Thackeray there is leading
Okay.
in Worli against Milind Deora. But early days yet. There are
Yeah,
multiple
just coming
rounds
back
yet
to
The
Jharkhand.
BJP has just crossed its projected 95
There it
as
is.
Rohit Chandrakar 96. Yeah.
Just a very quick point that I want to build on that Anand was making. We shouldn't just write off the BJP in Jharkhand. Let's have a look at actually the tribal vote. Has it actually increased its presence in the tribal seats? Has it increased its vote share in those tribal seats?
What share is a loser's
No,
argument?
no, it's not about that, sir. It tells you that it's not as if, the tribals have completely rejected the
So
arguments of the BJP.
in the tribal seats
Yeah.
in Jharkhand, 26 are reporting.
Yeah.
India Alliance is leading in 22.
Yeah,
NDA
that's
leading only in 4, but
Yeah.
gains of 2.
The gains of two, but-
and that tribal seats also, if you were to break it down, the
Yes.
JMM will be leading in more.
Yeah,
The other thing is, Rahul, similar to how more women have voted in Maharashtra, Jharkhand has seen an unprecedented upsurge in the women vote.
Yes.
Where the BJP says it is coming, but clearly it's the benefit. It's the Meri Maya
and they didn't
aspect
have
which is
a
working in
tribal
their-
leader.
Again, if you look at the more women
Yeah.
in Jharkhand, 22 to the India Alliance
There you go. That's
and
the
5
difference.
to the
You're right.
NDA.
So also the BJP needs to find its own tribal leader to project that sort of comes up through the ranks rather than this
No,
business of
Babulal
constant-
Babulal Marandi was appointed that the Pradesh BJP chief soon after 2014 elections.
Yeah.
And he's been there, 2019 elections. He's been there for a while. But the perception is that because you brought Raghubar Das
That's right.
and you put an Adivasi CM in jail, so you will not actually back the Adivasi. This Adivasi Asmita is something which Pradeep Gupta was very confident. That's the reason why he gave 53 to JMM Congress
That's what
and
we
said this
just
is not going
spoke
to work.
about actually. And in fact, right after the election, there was a general hunt for a scapegoat within the BJP. कि किसका idea था to
Bring this guy.
Yeah,
But you know-
to clap Hemant
No, but they
Soren
were very
in jail.
confident. They got, Champai Soren, who became a chief minister in place of.
No, when you start hunting for a scapegoat, you know that something has bombed.
There's still one thing very interesting that what Anand was saying about women voters. Shivraj Singh Chauhan was a point. I mean, he was the kind of person.
Exactly.
behind
So
this
it's the
Ladli
same
Behan.
Nitish Kumar
Ladli
also,
Behan.
Naveen
Ladli
Patnaik
Behan, what
is-
worked in Madhya Pradesh. Ladki Behan is working in Maharashtra, and Meri Maya
And
is
Shivraj
working in
Singh Chauhan was
Jharkhand.
in
So-
charge of Jharkhand.
Yeah, every woman in India is soon getting money.
But the scheme
I
was
think
brought by
that's
the
a given
Mukhyamantri,
now.
and whoever
That's-
delivers the
that's-
benefit first
maybe.
gets the
Yeah, that's the
advantage. That's
point.
what's showing.
We all have women in
Live
the
result
house.
hub. Chetan and to our guests in studio going across to the live result hub. Yes, Avantika.
Yes, Anand, absolutely. And I was hearing you, Anand, I think I second on that. If Ladki Behan worked for the Mahayuti and the BJP in the state of Maharashtra, it's clear that Maya Saman Yojana and also the Adivasi Asmita has really worked for the Jharkhand, at least with the numbers that we're seeing right now. Brijesh ji, bataiye, what's your assessment of the numbers that we're seeing in Jharkhand?
I think if you compare it from Maharashtra, then I believe that at both places the original scheme has given the benefit to the ruling party. For example, in Jharkhand, the scheme particularly for the ladies, it was launched by the Hemant Soren government. It got a improvisation from the BJP, but then again Hemant Soren government it increased the amount just before the.
But only he is leading. Otherwise, all the other Sorens, they're trailing. Most of them.
Yeah, it's in the family. But if you look at the overall figure, then it's a very impressive figure for the India Alliance. They are at 50 in the trends. And if you look at the NDA is at 24. Last time, BJP itself, it won 25 seats. So if you compare the 2019 with this current 2024 assembly elections counting, then obviously India Alliance is in a very impressive position as far as the current trends.
Rahul Shankar also raised a very important point
Yes.
about the BJP trying to make its impact amongst the tribals. Do you see that has worked? Have they been able to do that?
If you look at the current figures of 25 in Jharkhand, where the NDA is leading, then in the tribal strongholds, for example, if you look at the Kolhan, for example, Champai Soren, he is trailing, but fortunately in few seats, if you look at the both Jamshedpur seats, BJP is in the leading position. Same way the Meera Munda, the wife of the Arjun Munda, she is also in the lead condition. So there is a certain change in the some of the areas like Kolhan, where last time BJP was unsuccessful in getting even a single seat. But this time there is some early trends which is showing positive. But in other areas, obviously, the dominance of the JMM is still there. It looks like in the current trends.
All right, Anand. So, Anand, Brijesh ji, thank you so much. Anand, BJP has made those inroads, but the JMM pretty much dominant in the state of Jharkhand.
Right, I just want to come back to Maharashtra once again and look at the Mumbai seats. A lot many seats now are reporting. We talked about Worli, where Aditya Thackeray is leading. In the neighboring seat of Shivdi, UBT candidate is leading. In Dharavi, Dr. Jyoti Gaikwad is leading. In Bandra West, the Ashish Shelar is leading there. In Andheri West, the Congress candidate Ashok Jadhav is leading. In Vile Parle, the BJP candidate is leading. In Andheri East, Murji Patel, Kaka from the Shinde Sena is leading. In Chandivli, again, the Shinde Sena candidate is leading. So, if you were to look at just the Mumbai seats alone, the 36 seats, in fact, we have 50 seats, Mumbai, Thane, 29 to the NDA, 49 seats, 29 to the NDA, 19 to the India Alliance. So, that is just the Mumbai-Thane belt. And if you were to look at the Sena versus Sena as essentially a Mumbai fight, I think it's going neck and neck. Just take a look at the Sena versus Sena fights to see if we have some indications there. 51 seats, they are fighting against each other. Look at that, 20-20. 42 seats are reporting, 20-20. And also quickly check the Congress versus BJP straight fight, 75 of them. I think 70 odd are reporting there. 72 out of 75 are reporting there. The BJP is running away. It's 45 to the BJP, only 25 to the Congress.
It's a single-handed obliteration, it looks like, by the BJP of the India Alliance. This is one party. I mean, it's like Sehwag batting in Maharashtra.
In fact, the BJP is just one short of 100 now.
This is just a remarkable turnaround of fortunes. I mean, look at from where the BJP has come to in 5 months in Maharashtra. And this will go down as an epic comeback, actually. Epic comeback. This is built not just on, your bravery or whatever you want to call it. This is built on serious mobilization of various different stratas of society. This is going to be one of those rainbow coalitions that the BJP stitched together. Unfortunately for it, the Muslim vote hasn't come through. It's got polarized in the other direction. But Rohit Chandrakar, what do you make of it?
I think it is a combination of the schemes that were rolled out and also the Hindutva narrative that was brought in the last phase of the campaigning. And that happened because I think Devendra Fadnavis and his team kept saying that in the Lok Sabha polls, the difference between the Maha Vikas Aghadi or the India Alliance and BJP-led alliance was just 0.6% votes. And for him, it was a very serious thing that he lost place like Dhule or other places just because of certain community going away from BJP over the Samvidhan Khatre Mein Hai narrative.
BJP is hit 100. BJP is hit 100. 268, 20 seats, 20 leads have not yet been declared. 20 leads from seats have not yet come in Maharashtra and the BJP is hit 100. Rohit, please complete. Yeah.
So this time what the BJP decided was to galvanize the Karyakartas, the activists, and make sure that the Panna Pramukhs and others come out, which they didn't perhaps during the Lok Sabha polls because they were a little complacent in the up tak 400 par narrative. They got a bit complacent. So this time the Hindutva narrative was brought in the last 15 days of the campaigning, plus the schemes like the Ladki Bahin Yojana and the Kisan Yojana, the giving of electricity to farmers, pumps. That seems to have worked together and we've got these results.
With 20 more seats to be even start reporting, the BJP, the NDA has crossed the prediction of most of the pollsters. It has even crossed the prediction of the NDA itself. That's what's happening. It's touching the 180 number and it is going through the fact that somewhere Access My India and Pradeep Gupta will be saying, I told you so.
On both states.
On both states. Both
states.
Jharkhand and with Maharashtra, they may be turning around and saying that.
We should try and
it's a little forlorn behind Mayuresh at Matoshri, but first we'll go to Arunima at Jharkhand. She's there at the counting center. Arunima, two factors which you spoke about. Record number of women coming out to vote and they seem to have voted in favor of the incumbent. And Maiya Samman seems to be working for the JMM Congress with, they are leading in 50 out of 79 reporting.
Yes, Anand, so from the counting center, I decided to move to the political party headquarters to get a sense of what was happening. Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, even though as per the Election Commission website, they are leading in 28, their ally Congress has 12, which makes it 40. RJD has 6, which makes it 46. So they're already through over the halfway mark. But even then, the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha office just has one Pravakta sitting there, waiting and watching before any kind of celebration begins. Same at the Chief Minister's residence also. There is no celebration yet. At the Bharatiya Janata Party headquarters, there is more chehel pehel. So one of their leaders have just come in. So the media is taking the sound bites from them. There is a brave face that is being put up by the BJP so far. What they are pointing out is that only 4 rounds of counting has happened, and we should wait and watch. But you're absolutely right. The Mahila factor, which perhaps worked for the BJP in Maharashtra, went completely the other way here in Jharkhand. The analysis seemed to be the Maiya Samman Yojana and the 4 installments that reached the bank accounts of women voters. That seemed to have worked in favor of Hemant Soren. He also, it seems, has managed to play the sympathy card very well, telling his tribal voters that I was sent to jail not because I was corrupt, but because I was a tribal, and this government at the center is anti-tribal.
Correct.
So that, they claim, the JMM claims, that narrative has worked.
True. Now, before we go across to Maharashtra, Mumbai and Thane, just a quick update, ladies and gentlemen, to our viewers. Quick update to our viewers. The fact is that Jharkhand started reporting only around 8:45. And it's only 3 or 4 rounds in Jharkhand, and some of them are reporting lesser. We'll try and get an update from Avantika, how many rounds in Jharkhand, and there is a reason why, and how many total rounds. We are given to understand it will be about 15 rounds. Will it be close? Because these numbers could go up and down, despite the fact that the India Alliance has taken a runaway lead. It's nearly twice. But if you see, the NDA is catching up. In the last 2.5 minutes that we have spoken with Arunima, these numbers have changed and fluctuated. So will there be more fluctuations, and will it be a closer race than it is being shown? Or will these leads consolidate as we get into round 8 or 9? We have to wait and watch. And how many are really tight fights? Margin of victory is less than, margin of lead is less than 500 or 1,000 votes, because that makes a huge difference when it comes to assembly elections. So we'll have to see that. And Mumbai.
Seats in Mumbai that are reporting since you asked. Sana Malik is leading in Anushakti Nagar. She's fighting on an NCP Ajit Pawar ticket. And in the neighboring constituency where her father is fighting in Mankhurd, Nawab Malik seems to be trailing.
Sana Malik.
I believe Abu Azmi is leading in that constituency of Mankhurd Shivaji Nagar.
Mankhurd Shivaji Nagar is Abu Azmi. Nawab Malik is fighting from the same constituency.
Yes.
So they are up against each other. Nawab Malik is trailing, but his daughter Sana Malik is leading against Fawad.
I mean, I have to say that Swara Bhaskar's speech that went viral was quite the speech. I mean, to put it politically correctly,
what does it
mean?
Rahul, you cannot be politically correct.
if we talk about incitement, if you talk about trying to, rouse passions, then she was sailing very close to the wind there.
If Fahad leads, then we'll get back to this conversation, Rahul.
Yeah.
Right now, let's get to this conversation on the grid.
No, but
Eknath Shinde 42.
I wanted to
UBT,
say one thing on
Uddhav Thackeray 30. Is the legacy conversation settled? BJP 107 out of 276 reporting, 12 seats not yet reporting.
No, I wanted to say something about what Arunima spoke about. She said that there's not much excitement at the JMM office or even at the BJP office. BJP also trying to put a brave face, but JMM also taking it very, because Jharkhand has a history of very heavy goings on when it comes to government formation, So, I mean, I'm old enough to remember, Governor Sifte Razi and what all happened. And, Mr. Pramod Mahajan, saying that, Congress is like Hanuman, to rescue another man's wife, they've, set fire to their own tail, and all of those kind of things. We've seen all of those, bags of money and things like that.
But let me tell you one thing.
Everybody's waiting. If they get an incontrovertibly high number, beyond the majority mark, then there will be celebration.
The whole story would be if it is 37, 38 and 41, 42, if it's close. But if this, see, NDA is picking up, it's catching up.
In Maharashtra, there's a crazy landslide, and I'll tell you one thing, that you are seeing now the Shiv Sena pulling ahead of the UBT, the so-called mother organization. And I'll tell you, UBT might have a survival problem. You could, after the election, have a complete defection. And maybe it's Uddhav and his son who will be stuck in Matoshri and everyone else would have gone. Decamp.
So out of the 51 direct fights,
Yeah.
47 are reporting. Shinde Sena is leading in 26 and the UBT Sena is leading in 20.
Yeah, well,
We want to quickly check the NCP versus NCP fight as well.
Give it some time.
Just 1 second. NCP versus NCP, if I can pull up that number. Yeah, there again, 36 out of 38 seats, 36 are reporting. There, Ajit Pawar is doing phenomenally well. 24 to Ajit Pawar and only 10 to Sharad Pawar NCP.
Okay, just
Sharad
quickly,
Pawar, the big leader.
just going to the reporters. Payal, yes, Payal, Mayuresh and Yesha with us. Yes, Payal.
Yes, I'm at the BJP headquarters. It's still early time over here, even though the numbers are very, very clear. But it's good. The leaders are going to come here only around 11 o'clock because I'm sure most of them are contesting elections, Anand, and they'll be more busy in their own counting centers. But not really a surprise as far as the BJP karyakartas, as far as the BJP workers are concerned, because they were very, very buoyant with the multiple factors. They were buoyant because of the kind of work that has been done by the government of the day. They were buoyant because, you know, the kind of support base and the mass base that they've been able to have. And Devendra Fadnavis, you know, Anand comes out again as one of the biggest stars that the BJP could have, you know, hoped for. And he speaks at a time when the BJP needed it the most as well, because multiple people had written him off, multiple people had cast aspersions on his future, given the fact that the Lok Sabha results weren't the way BJP really wanted as well. So that's something which they, of course, will be speaking about. And Vidarbha, the region that he comes from, is going to be extremely important. And not to forget that 72 rallies was what Nitin Gadkari did in the assembly elections. 8 he addressed through video conferencing. Those two leaders, of course, come from the same region, that is the Vidarbha region, and they're very, very hopeful that, you know, the trends will continue. And they're very hopeful that, you know, and you know, the happiest over here, and I was talking to a lot of ground reports, Anand, the happiest are the reporters on ground who don't have to go to any resort or don't have to stand outside any hotels. The conversation that was happening over here is that यहाँ पे टाउन में बीजेपी को सूट करेगा क्योंकि यहाँ पे होटल्स ठीक है, अगर उधर सबर्ब्स की तरफ गए तो उधर बहुत शिवसेना का इम्पैक्ट है, तो और चौकसी रखना पड़ेगी. So that's the kind of conversation that people have been having. But for one, everybody seems to be happy, at least on this side.
Resort politics may not have to resort to resort politics, is what you're saying, Payal. But phenomenal victory this. Yes, nobody can take credit away from Devendra Fadnavis, Nitin Gadkari, Eknath Shinde, Ajit Pawar, and the entire team that's come together post 4th of June to work together. Very, very able leaders and able administrators. Keep an eye on Jharkhand even as we talk Maharashtra to our viewers, because the numbers are changing there. As the rounds increase, there may be a shift, and that could perhaps change the story in Jharkhand. Mayuresh, quite forlorn behind you at Matoshri.
Exactly, Anand, I'll just show the visuals. There is complete silence outside Matoshri. Hardly few media people over here or journalists from the TV are here, because the trends which are coming are really not good, or we can say in favor of Shiv Sena UBT. The official website shows on 19 places they are leading. And this was not basically expected, the Shiv Sena was not expecting this. So certainly it is a kind of a disappointment from Shiv Sena UBT, who was hoping to come back to the power. As we show in early in the morning, the way posters were put outside the Matoshri, just 100 meters away from the Matoshri. But as of now, it's 10:30. Not a single karyakarta, not a single leader which has come to Matoshri. And usually this is not the scenario if Shiv Sena is leading on good numbers or having a good number. So 19 seats, leading on 19 seats. Certainly it's a big disappointment for Shiv Sena as compared to the Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde camp, who are leading on the 56 seats.
Well, I'm reminded of Kishore Kumar's song which says, "Ye kya hua, kaise hua, kab hua, kyun hua?" And will they eventually say, "Chodo ye na socho"? Yesha Kotak is in Thane. 287 out of 288 seats reporting. Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena, the Dhanush Ban, leading in 48 compared to Ubata's 30. Big statement for Eknath Shinde.
Absolutely, Anand, and this was something that he had spoken about time and again, saying that the voter base was with him, the voter share was with him, and he always claimed that he is the one who has that legacy. Now let's recollect that when both the parties, be it the UBT or the Shiv Sena of Eknath Shinde, for that matter NCP and the NCP of Sharad Pawar, they had both claimed it's an ideological battle. Particularly here, for Eknath Shinde, it was more of an ideological battle because he was pitted against Kedar Dege. The fact that Eknath Shinde claimed he had legacy of Anand Dege and that of Balasaheb Thackeray as well. Now here, with the kind of lead that he has, he's making a strong statement for UBT, particularly because here it clearly shows that he has a legacy of Digay, despite the fact that Digay's nephew is with Shiv Sena UBT. And on the other hand, here with the kind of voters that have supported the Shiv Sena, that's of Eknath Shinde. Again, a statement is made that he is the one who carries the legacy of the Shiv Sena. But yes, as of now, of course, there's no celebration outside the CM's bungalow. Because,
they will all wait.
They will all wait. A late riser, he begin his day late. Yes.
No, they will all wait, and they will all come out together. It will all happen. They will all come out together. It will be coordinated with the respect to the NDA. Devendra Fadnavis, Eknath Shinde, Ajit Pawar will all be coming out at their respective constituencies or wherever they are, and they will come out and speak together, and they will try and speak in one voice. That's what is expected, even as the NDA is inching towards the 200 mark. 287 out of 288 seats are reporting. Nalin Mehta, your point. Yeah.
Firstly, Amit Malviya just tweeted just a BJP comment on the Shiv Sena saying, as things stand now, Uddhav Thackeray faction stands at number 6 among the 6 parties contesting in Maharashtra. From being in the pole position in partnership with the BJP, this is where an inflated ego and abusive mindset has taken Uddhav Thackeray's party and politics too.
You know, this point about this being some sort of a scrappy election that was going to go nukkad to nukkad. I'm sorry, that's gone out of the window.
It's gone.
This is an absolute affirmation for the BJP in Maharashtra. They won on their symbol, the power of what they claim was their
and finally also an ideological
Can I ask
election
you a
at the
question
base
now?
of it.
Can I ask you a question, a larger question? Is Mr. Shinde going to be CM or is it going to be now BJP CM? I think if you look at that number...
we will get to that. Eknath Shinde will make a strong point, depends upon what the BJP wants.
Jalande Patil, gone. Look at the
to this
reputations that are biting the dust. He's talking about, because obviously there's a bit of a needle there, but Thackeray surname in the doldrums. Pawar Senior, who I always have thought, and please forgive me Rohit ji, I've always thought was an overinflated leader.
Sanjay Raut is speaking. He said we don't accept this.
बाद में बात करेंगे ना, क्यों नहीं करेंगे? पैसा तो ऐसा है कि हर चुनाव क्षेत्र में नोटों की मशीन लगाई थी। अरे शिंदे का एक भी उम्मीदवार सिटिंग एमएलए गिरता नहीं, और शिंदे ये बोल रहे थे हमारा एक भी सिटिंग विधायक गिरेगा नहीं। आपको मालूम होगा तो मैं इस्तीफा दूंगा। ऐसा होता है क्या चुनाव में कभी? हमारा एक भी नहीं गिरेगा। ये कौन सा भरोसा है? ये कौन सी है? ये कौन सा लोकतंत्र है? 200 के ऊपर किसी को चुनाव में नतीजे मिलते हैं क्या? जिस देश में, जिस राज्य में सबसे बड़ी बेईमानी हो गई है, इस राज्य की जनता बेईमान नहीं है। ये नतीजे ऐसे दिए आपने कि आपने राज्य को, जनता को बेईमान ठहराया है। इस राज्य की जनता बेईमान नहीं है।
जो नतीजे आ रहे वो महा विकास आघाड़ी को कबूल है
नहीं।
आगे की क्या भूमिका रहेगी महा विकास?
नतीजे कबूल नहीं है। मैं मानता हूं जनता को भी नतीजे कबूल नहीं है। जनता को भी, ये जनता का निर्णय नहीं हो सकता है। मैं बार बार बोल रहा हूं, और मुझे बार बार आप वही सवाल पूछ रहे हैं।
लेकिन जो महाविकास आघाड़ी के कुल आंकड़े दिखाई दे रहे हैं, कुल संख्या दिखाई दे रहे हैं, उससे ज्यादा शिंदे गुट के
कैसा हो सकता है? आप अपने मन को पूछे, आप पत्रकार है, आप अपने मन को पूछे क्या महाराष्ट्र में संभव है? आप अपने मन को पूछे कि महाराष्ट्र में शिंदे को 60 सीटें मिलती है, संभव है क्या? ये अजीत पवार को 40 सीटें मिलती है, क्या ये संभव है? भारतीय जनता पार्टी को 125 सीटें मिलती है, क्या संभव है? क्या इस राज्य की जनता भी बेईमान है? इस राज्य की जनता बेईमान नहीं है, इसके ऊपर हमारा विश्वास है। चलिए, थैंक यू।
Now, it is the Rajya ki Janta, the people of the state, who have actually cast their ballot, and that's where these numbers are coming from. Classic election denial coming from Sanjay Raut.
Shocking. This is shocking.
The only thing that was left to say was the EVMs are to blame.
No,
I'm glad he didn't say that.
Are they going to
Frankly,
Are they going to storm that Mantralaya, as she's saying? I mean, this is ridiculous.
No, on the one hand,
he's saying something more than the EVM. He's saying the entire election legitimacy is at stake.
No, he's on the one hand saying pani ki tarah paisa bhaya. That means he's questioning the integrity of the voter. Then he says the voter cannot vote like this. He's questioning the EVMs. I don't accept this result. You may not
they
want to accept,
saying
but that's
this 3
the
months
result.
ago when they did well in the Lok Sabha election.
It's not yet the result, but that's the direction.
This is going to be the template. All opposition is going to say this. You look at Akhilesh Yadav, who is already on record to say that election commission and the UP bypolls were rigged. And that is sooner or later, Mr. Jairam Ramesh will also come up.
Elections in Jharkhand was not rigged.
Just Sanjay
Bengal
Raut
was not rigged. Priyanka Gandhi's election was not rigged. I mean, come on.
No, Priyanka Vadra is leading by more than 60,000 votes. So that is all right.
1.5 lakhs.
Now 2.5 lakhs.
No, 1.5.
1.5. Trinamool Congress is taking all the 6 bypolls in Bengal. And also, there is 2 and 3 in Karnataka with respect to the seats. And there is 6 and 3 with respect to UP. So there are votes which are going to the other side also. But overall, this is the score. Sanjay Raut said, Eknath Shinde ko 60 seaten kaise mil sakti hai? That's what he said. 60.
That means that
our numbers are right now saying 48, but he is saying 60.
He's saying 60.
No, but that's called entitlement. And that is an entitlement that, Shiv Sena belongs, and if the Thackeray is with us, then the votes are with us, then the seats must come to us. And I don't think people like that anymore.
The BJP Chetan Bhagat, as we see, is far more, is nearly 28 more than the India alliance put together.
Yes.
And the NCP Sharad Pawar is the smallest, is the least. It's just 23.
But if the allies of BJP,
and
if they were,
independents and others are more than what Mr. Sharad Pawar's party has got.
Independent and others are more.
If the Shiv Sena and NCP could have been kept by their original owners or CEOs or whatever you can call them, they would have won the election. Think about it. If Shinde's, all those MLAs were still with them, if NCP had not split, it would still have been their mandate. But they couldn't keep their parties together. I mean that.
No, but if they had not split, they would have been on this side. They would not have been on the
Maha
Vikas Aghadi. They would have been in the Mahayuti.
What will happen now?
And the numbers would have been different.
All the UBT workers will get demotivated and they will move to that other side.
But I must say, you said, in our Take 3 program, that when you were there on the ground, you sensed that there was this massive surge for the Mahayuti.
Yes, there was. There was. See, the surge was from the fact that Eknath Shinde had a certain level of equity that he's built on ground, and there is this messaging which every voter wants, that they want a quote unquote zameen se juda hua vyakti, a chai wala and an auto wala. That's what it is. And clearly, somewhere the BJP needs to understand this messaging also, that it's not arrogance, it's humility. It's always remembering where you are from. The people always want to see that the Pradhan Mantri, no matter how tall a leader he is globally, no matter how respected he is globally, should never forget and should always tell the voter that I grew from amongst you. I was selling tea at the Vadnagar chai station and I made dreams of the impossible possible. The same story with Eknath Shinde. Working tirelessly, auto rickshaw driver, worked hard, won his respect, and he's proved, and he's worked with a team. But out of all of this, the work that Devendra Fadnavis along with the RSS have done on ground, Rahul, is phenomenal.
And should we be surprised?
It's phenomenal.
Because didn't we see in 2019 the BJP sort of veering towards the pole position it did in fact? So
yeah, it was the single largest party, it had 105
party.
I think.
So I mean, why is the Shiv Sena suddenly, the UBT coming out and saying, kabhi socha tha, kabhi ho sakta tha?
See, it's their denial and they will cry because they've not got they neither have got the bat nor have they got batting, and they are being asked to sit out as the 12th
So if there has been so much of a consolidation of votes of different types, now this is a question that one should ask. Do you think BJP will lay claim to that Chief Minister's post, Rohit ji?
I think they will. They will. It was only some kind of an arrangement that they took the back seat last time when they made Eknath Shinde the Chief Minister. And look, the plan for BJP is to come back in control, completely in control. Even as they took the back seat last time, they were controlling many things.
So could it also happen that Mr. Shinde just joins the BJP with all his
I don't think so. I don't think so.
The Dhanush Ban is very important.
Shinde will retain his identity, his election symbol, because, very important point all of us have to understand, within 4 months or 5 months, there's
Local
going to be the all-important Mumbai Municipal Corporation and 25 other municipal corporation
Rohit,
elections happening
if
in
Mr.
Maharashtra,
Shinde is not,
which are very crucial.
If Mr. Shinde is not made CM, then why would he stick with the BJP? I mean, that's his
Where
only.
would he go?
No, see.
Well, if he's not made CM, then why would he stick with the BJP?
He would want to be the chief minister. Any leader wants
Of
to be
course,
the chief minister.
especially once you've already been.
But the next best choice, if you are not able to get it, the next best choice
But
is to
why
become
would-
deputy chief minister. And
So,
be the-
so you'll see a role reversal,
Yeah,
Fadnavis becoming chief minister
could be.
and Shinde becoming
but
deputy
one
chief
thing
minister.
we have to understand that between Devendra Fadnavis, Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar, the Mahayuti has three very, very strong, hard-working, able administrators who have shown that despite having certain differences, they can work together and they can iron out. There is not a tussle of who controls which bureaucracy, etc., which was seen when the Maha Vikas Aghadi was there, where the NCP, Congress and the UBT were busy transferring their bureaucrats because they wanted the control, etc. The other thing is the larger question, along with who becomes the CM, is the economy question. Maharashtra was on the cusp of becoming the first 1 trillion economy in our country, and it was going to set the benchmark. What does this do to the Viksit Bharat story? What does this do to the BJP and the NDA, the central government's plans with respect to the Vadhavan port, with respect to the bullet train, with respect to connecting the defense corridors, with respect to connecting all the industrial hubs to the ports, and thereby with the India-Middle East economic corridor? There's a huge big map which is now going to unfold.
Just one point, Anand. I think all the economic policies will continue. Dharavi redevelopment will continue. All the Vadhavan port and other things will continue, and that's a big, positive signal for markets or anybody else. I don't think the BJP, if they are close to 100, and that's what we can now see, if they're going to have 100 MLAs in the House, there's no way they'll give away the chief minister's position to alliance partner this time. There's no way about that. I mean, I'm sure that it will be a BJP chief minister chief minister's seat.
That would be little unfair to Mr. Eknath Shinde, because after all, here is a man, a captain. A captain may not have scored a century, but he has led, the alliance to victory and, executed all those plans, or that Ladli Behna Yojana, etc. All those things. How do you deny him that? BJP would sound very, cruel in that. True. And if there is a municipal elections in Mumbai, it's going to create more problems.
But Eknath Shinde and Uddhav Thackeray will not be part of Maha Vikas Aghadi. And Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar may come, but Ajit Pawar plus Sharad Pawar does not add up to 145.
Yeah.
So
within the BJP, there was outside of the BJP, there was a lot of talk about how Devendra Fadnavis had become a kind of a hate figure because of the Maratha agitation, him being a Brahmin and this Peshwai narrative that was set. But within the BJP, there was a lot of push for him. And if you travel to the elections, the BJP posters had him very prominently along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So that signaling kept on going on through the election, that he's our guy and we are not giving up on him, So if after they get 100,
let's also not forget that he is the one guy who lasted full 5 years. And there was a huge transformation in Maharashtra that happened. The internal politics aside, he may have also set certain challengers within the BJP, put them in place, etc.
And
also, he was in pole position to be the chief minister again had Uddhav Thackeray not walked out.
This is very similar to the national level where the BJP is in an NDA alliance. There are two allies. If you want the answer to that question, the number would be BJP plus NCP, where they end up. If that is above the majority, Mr. Shinde will not be treated as nicely as he would have liked. And if BJP, I think so. And
the Maratha factor is still a big.
It is still there. But if the
I was
BJP
just
needs
plotting
only
that on the
one,
wall.
if the BJP needs only one ally, then there is a BJP CM.
On the Maratha
I
seats,
see one of the contenders, either Mr. Eknath Shinde or Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, making it to the union cabinet. That is going to be a
but on the Maratha seats, about the 89 seats, the NDA has got 65. The India Alliance only 20. And
you cannot alienate.
Break up that. BJP has 34. Shinde Sena has 15. NCP has 14. And this is
Marathwada,
Western Maharashtra, Northern Maharashtra. So this whole Jarange Patil factor has been completely negated in this election.
Pallavi was right there where she
Can I
said
just
that
make
the
Here is an
Jarange Patil
observation.
factor is
Can I make a point here?
Yeah, of course.
To add to on the leaderboard of the social media election, Zaka just made the important point on the Maratha vote. Look at 5 other categories. OBC vote in the Kunbi areas, NDA is ahead 23-7. In the seats where women are more than men, NDA is ahead 27-13. In the seats which are Dalit dominant, 19-10. In the seats where there are direct BJP Congress contests, NDA is ahead, BJP is ahead 49-23. And in the seats where the Congress was ahead in the Lok Sabha election, the count right now is 34-27 in favor of the BJP. So on every single
I just want to make one small
the
point.
BJP is
I
put
think
it out of
this
the park.
verdict in Maharashtra, to sum it up.
BJP has gone on another tangent also. News just
Okay,
coming
there's big breaking news coming in. Obviously, that was bound to happen because, why? And that leads on to the point. That's because the Congress did not run a positive campaign. And I think voters are beginning to now, at least at the state level, worry about parties that are not giving them a vision. Look at the vision that the Congress offered, that all your jobs are going to Gujarat. Modani is ruling Maharashtra. Everything is going to Gujarat. The Marathi Manus is losing out. This is a consistent thread. Muslims are losing out. And of course, the Marathas are nowhere. This is what was said. Today, that divisive campaign.
See, Congress, Soros can't help Congress and Rahul with respect to Maharashtra. So, did Soros help Congress and Rahul in Jharkhand? You know, sometimes this hyperbole from the BJP also needs to be questioned. Fact is, what worked for the JMM and Congress in Jharkhand or did not work for the BJP? Clearly, it is domestic politics. To a certain extent, international narratives, you may say that there is a Soros.
It must be some...
Because they know they have to say this because they've won and Parliament is going to open and you know this entire session is going to be about what. So they are just preparing.
About what?
Adani.
About all this Soros and who this.
But what has happened to Aurangabad?
Last time I checked, the 3 seats, all 3 are with the India Alliance.
So what about
Sena
some of the
UBT leading
big
in 2
clashes?
and Congress leading in 1.
What about some of the big clashes, the Worli clash,
So
be really
Worli, last I
unfortunate.
checked, Aditya Thackeray was leading, yes. Aditya Thackeray is still leading in Worli.
Look, here it is. The Congress is saying it's a EVM's victory.
In the neighbouring constituency of Mahim, it is again the Sena UBT candidate Mahesh Sawant who is leading there. So if you look at the Bombay seats,
Rashid bhai, you were absolutely right. You said that EVMs were going to be blamed.
Mumbai and Thane, 54 seats. The NDA is ahead in 32 and the India Alliance only in 21. So clearly, even in the Bombay fight...
No, Mumbai Thane, one has to give Eknath Shinde and the Shiv Sena there the credit for this performance along with the BJP. And somewhere the BJP and Eknath Shinde seem to have are working together. In the Lok Sabha, it was seen that there was friction. And it also looks at, if you look at the Ajit Pawar story, that this combination seems to have worked even for Ajit Pawar.
But you know, are we taking away a little bit from the Fadnavis factor, from the RSS factor? This, after all, yes, of course there's a knock-on that has come from Mr. Shinde. But clearly, if the BJP is now coursing towards the 120 mark, I suppose the BJP will feel entitled to say that this is as much as a victory of our own making, as it is obviously of the shoulders that were lent to our charge.
So
by
Amit Malviya is the
our
one
partners.
taking the jibe, or the Soros jibe.
Yeah, well, I think Amit Malviya, they might be stretching the point, but you know, the fact is that the BJP itself, I mean, is today teetering on the verge of, you know, probably forming this government with some others.
No,
they don't
the
even
other
need
thing
some
is,
of-
look at this, can't
you
be
know.
fair with EVMs. Congress is saying with respect to Maharashtra. So the EVMs are fair in Jharkhand.
I know, I mean, this is bizarre. This is again that kind of, you know, politics where, I don't know, they hold on to the constitution, but they seem to not believe in it in spirit and letter. I mean, you cannot sound like anarchists by suggesting this. What is the aim?
And this cannot be a story only when you lose.
Exactly.
And it's everything is fair when you win. What are your thoughts on this, Nistula,
I
Chaitanya?
have always held that it's a very, very unfortunate sort of a situation, a comment to make. I don't hold water with it. It's been examined. The Supreme Court has pronounced on it. And when are we going to move on? And although the people of this country, I have seen that the Bechara factor works very well. People do give you sympathy and emotion and do support you if they feel that your back is to the wall, but they do want somebody who will be there, who's a fighter, you know. And if you're constantly saying that, you know, हमारे तो औजार ही खराब है, मैं बैट लेके मैं घर जा रहा हूँ because you gave me out, that doesn't work then beyond a point. And they say, okay, you sit in one corner and we will give the vote to
Then
whoever
there should
we
be
feel
election
like
denial with Jharkhand also. If the
Sure,
Congress
sure.
is in denial or the India Alliance is in denial with Maharashtra, they should deny the Jharkhand elections also, Chetan.
Yeah, I think this rhetoric is fine, but the Congress they had a momentum after the Lok Sabha election. They had made some gains. We had a Rahul Gandhi who had come with more gusto, and people rightly so said, let's see some more data points. And the data points were this: Haryana, Maharashtra and Jharkhand. They won Jharkhand. fine. But at the same time, Maharashtra is 3 times bigger, far more prominent, far more important to national politics, and they really need to sit down and figure out. On the exit polls day also, Rahul, I told you, Maharashtra has too many parties.
That's right.
6 parties. People have voted for something that seems a little stable. It doesn't look like the other grouping could have put it all together. And it could be as simple as that, and not the EVMs. It could be something that you were not doing right. And you did it right in Jharkhand. So we are not against you.
I mean, you didn't have a positive agenda. You constantly blathered on and on about the deficiencies and the divisions, and you played a divisive hand.
Yeah.
Look at the BJP's rainbow coalition in Maharashtra.
And there is no wave. There is no wave for Rahul or Congress. There are some maybe issues with the BJP. People are willing to.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Zach. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Farmer.
In Haryana, the Jats and the other OBCs voted for the dominant party, the BJP. In Maharashtra, the Marathas and the OBCs seem to be voting for.
No, this whole thing about farmer distress, since Nistula asked, there are about 58 constituencies, 37 NDA, only 21 to the India Alliance.
So when this soybean bonus was announced, I spoke to some backroom people of the Congress, and they kept saying that, you know, we wanted this announcement to come a little early on in the campaign, so that at least people would get to know that this is what our promise is. They announced it like some 3-4 days before polling day. So how does that help?
Of the 37, BJP is leading in 22.
Wow.
NDA just 3 short of 200 now. NDA 3 short of 200, BJP at 110. News from UP bypolls, BJP has surged to a lead in Moradabad. That's supposed to be the SP bastion. It's Moradabad. I'm just going to check how many leads out of the 9, who's leading who. Is it 6-3 and 7-2? We'll get an update on that. In Palakkad, it's a very, very close fight. News is that the lead is only about 600 odd votes in Palakkad. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra surging ahead in Wayanad by a few lakh votes there. 7-2 in Uttar Pradesh. 7-2 for the NDA,
had
BJP plus.
3.75 lakhs. She needs to at least equal her brother.
That's a good point.
No, that's a good point. I mean, you know,
where have those votes gone?
Come on, where have those votes gone?
Rahul, comparison is a thief of joy.
Joy,
you can feel joyful, but if you are not going to
Modi साहब जीते अपनी सीट वाराणसी with a reduced margin, तो आप लोगों ने उसको इतना बड़ा story बना दिया, front page news. अब मैं कह रहा हूँ कि प्रियंका गांधी, why hasn't she won as many votes as her brother? You're saying now.
No, wait till the end. But I'm saying, you know, I was saying something which is very fundamental. That you know, comparison is a thief of joy.
No, but what does this mean in Kerala? 1-1-1.
Yeah, let's also, you know, go to the other bypolls as well. Let's go to our reporters.
ये तो एकदम Chinese confusion.
Now you become like saying victory and defeat doesn't matter.
Shaina NC is with us. Mumba Devi.
We are all dead.
Shaina NC, first up, maybe a little premature, but so far the trends indicate congratulations are in order for the NDA, for the Mahayuti in Maharashtra. As of now, 111 leads for the BJP. What's happening in Mumba Devi? Since the start, we've been seeing that Amin Patel has been leading. You've been trailing in Mumba Devi.
No, that is not factually correct. As we speak, let me please correct you, Anand, that that is not the case. I have been monitoring it completely. We are neck to neck in Mumba Devi, and in Mumba Devi, we will create history because it is a constituency that has 1,40,000 Muslims, 1 lakh Hindus, and the fact that the Ladki Behan Yojana of the Chief Minister has reached 40,000 homes, of which 15,000 are Muslim women. I'm very, very confident that in the days to come, we will work collectively to ensure that this neglected constituency, where there has been no development and is probably
the
the
EC
most
website
backward.
right now, Shaina ji, you are trailing by 800 votes, but the smile on your face and your glowing shows that there is some other information that you have. So share it with us.
No, I know that the Muslim seats is where we are trailing, but where the Hindu seats are going to now be opened, I'm sure that we will make it. And we will make it because on ground, the popularity of the Chief Minister, Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar is known to me. I have been campaigning in this constituency for over a month. And as I said, 15 years, there has been no development. So I see the love and the encouragement that the people of Maharashtra and Mumba Devi and Mumbai are giving. And that is why I feel that this kind of a landslide victory for the Mahayuti only shows that the popularity of the Prime Minister, the work of all three on ground is something that we have to appreciate and encourage in the days to come as a role model to set for a Viksit Bharat and a Viksit Maharashtra.
So, Shaina, and see, you're always shining and you're always smiling. There's no doubt about that. But I just want to ask you this. Many people said that this was one of those elections which was very tough to call. It was going into the wire. It was a sort of man-to-man, man-to-woman contest. What is transformed in the last 4 months, 5 months, that has made this a election really about one symbol, and that is the lotus?
I'll tell you what it is. Honestly, whatever I saw on ground is people are not interested in false narratives and just these unnecessary comments. Look at my election. It started by calling me imported mal, item, bakri, all these kind of adjectives. People are not interested in all of this. They want to know what work you have come to do and what is your vision plan. Today is the politics of performance, and the Honorable Prime Minister has proven that across the country, that if you perform, you will succeed. If you don't, you will perish. If you look at the kind of work style of Eknath Shinde, Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar, it has worked phenomenally well for the state for the past 2.5 years. Projects which were in the doldrums have all realized, whether it is a Jandhan, Mudra Banking, Ujjwala, all on ground, which is what has been done by the center. But if you look at the state, whether it's a Ladki Behna Yojana for the women, if it is an internship scheme or an apprenticeship scheme for the youngsters, whether it is pensions for the senior citizens, whether it's MSP and ensuring that, people have their livelihood intact. It has all been worked on very conscientiously. Now, if you look at the refinery, you look at the Dharavi project, the bullet trains, all the opposition has done is just stop.
If
that
these
is not
numbers
on.
hold,
We are
if these
here to deliver.
If these numbers hold, the BJP would have at least 20 more seats, if not more, 25 more seats than the India Alliance combined, the Maha Vikas Aghadi combined. So will the Kursi combo change, or will it be the same?
Anand, I'm not getting into any speculation here. I have come as a candidate. I'm very, very keen to work for my Mumbai city. And what the leadership decides, what the Mahayuti Netritva decides, is obviously something that we will all adhere to. But for those who are only sitting on commentary, my limited piece of advice is that we've spent the whole election only on false narratives and pseudo-secular vote bank politics. I think it's important for all of us to accept and understand that this government is here to stay, and this is not just a hat trick for Maharashtra. This is a hat trick which in the days to come will be a case study on good governance.
Well, all the best to you. Once
Thank
the
you.
results settle towards the evening, we look forward to you joining us, and then officially we'll congratulate you. All the best. All the best.
Thanks.
Now, Payal Mehta is with us. Yes, Payal, even as Prime Minister, is going to be at the BJP headquarters at 6:30 p.m. this evening. Yes, Payal.
I'm joined by Madhavi Nayak, who is the State General Secretary. This election, Anand, has been largely about the contribution of women, and she's definitely wearing a very wide smile as well. Yes. Is this election which has been the Ladki Behna versus all?
It is not only about Ladki Behna, but all the other schemes which were really in favor of the women here in Maharashtra. So, Ladki Behna was just a cherry on the cake, you can say.
Not everybody gave you these kind of numbers that you really got. As a person who's worked in the organization, as a person who's worked in the unit, were you guys confident, and what gave you that kind of confidence that you'll get these numbers?
See, basically, we were very confident about it because as an organization, we had a very collective and organized efforts. Besides that, we knew about the mandate and the confidence people had about BJP and the Mahayuti. So we were quite confident when we were working down, when we were in the people, we could get that positive vibe from the crowd itself. So that was enough for us to be confident.
You think that this was an election where you could actually tell?
Payal, continue the conversation. We'll play it out later, but I'm going to pull away from you for now. There is this victory lap that's been planned for the at the BJP headquarters this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be at the BJP headquarters at 6:30 p.m. So by 7, he should be there. Generally, there is a half-hour buffer that is given for the Karyakartas to assemble, and then the PM arrives. But big victory lap that will be planned. Will Jharkhand be forgotten, or will Maharashtra be the story? Zaka, how is it plotting right now in Maharashtra?
All right, so it's 288, all 288 seats are reporting. 197 is what the NDA is at, just 3 short of 200. 145, of course, is the halfway mark. If you were to break up how much the BJP has 111, the Shinde Sena has 48, and the NCP has 33. Remember, the BJP was fighting on 152 seats. 111 out of 152 is a strike rate in excess of 75%. Now, coming back to what Rahul Shivshankar was saying, in the Lok Sabha election, the BJP won 9 out of 28 that it fought at a strike rate of less than 30%. From 30%, they've gone to 75% in a matter of 4 or 5 months. Look at the regions. They've won in Vidarbha in a big way. In fact, the Congress, out of the 13 MPs that it had, 9 out of those 13 MPs were from Vidarbha. It is the BJP that is running away with the leads. In Marathwada, people were talking about Jarangi Patil, the Maratha quota and so on. Again, big wins for the BJP in Marathwada. Even in northern Maharashtra,